I could really sit here and say all of my wrongs, and it's genuine wrongs. It's not because of the fact that the person's no longer with me. It's wrongs that I know that runs deep within who I am as a person, and I need to get it under control. It doesn't matter if I'm with Sam, it don't matter if I'm with Pam, it don't matter if I'm with John, it don't matter who I'm with. If I don't work on these specific problems, it's gonna transfer through every relationship. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing good. I hope things are going the way that you want them to, and if it's not, keep your head up. Things are definitely going to get better. I'm speaking that into the atmosphere for you. We're manifesting it, and in this video we're just gonna be coming with a lot of positivity, definitely a lot of tips on how to heal, let go, and just be a better you. Keep watching. I really hope you enjoy this video. I decided to do this video because originally I was gonna take it in another direction. On social media lately, I've been seeing a lot of girls posting about how they're healing, how they're going through a breakup, just so much negativity when it comes to like relationships, so much negativity when it comes to like self-love and just things of that. Sometimes, like, believe it or not, it seems like everybody's going through the same thing at the same time, because I'm currently going through the same thing as well. So it's like, to go on social media and see, I mean, of course you know other people are going through the same thing as you too, like at the same time, but it's like the confirmation of it and just seeing so much people like sharing how they feel, and the way that they feel kind of relates to how you feel. It's just so weird to me. So I decided to change up the direction of how I was originally gonna film this video. Don't know what I'm really gonna title this video yet, but it's really gonna touch more so based on healing, and I'm gonna give y'all tips, talk to y'all about stuff that even for myself that I learned over the past few weeks. Yeah, they've been calling it Healing Girl Summer, and I really feel like that's what it is for real. Like, it's really a healing girl summer. It's a bossed up summer. It's just a summer of like letting go, but learning new things as well. I am a handful, y'all. Like, I am such a freaking handful, and I did not realize how much of a handful I was until I sat down and self-reflected. And I feel like that's one of the most important things ever when you're going through a healing journey. The amount of self-reflection that I've done in the last week is crazy compared to the amount of self-reflection that I've done, I feel like, during the entire process of me even like dating and like being out there in the world and stuff like that. One thing that I want to touch base on is a lot of times females, and I'm a girl myself obviously, and I've done this before too, so this is, you know, the chapter right now we discussing self-reflection. I feel like a lot of times, and I don't want nobody to get some of the stuff that I'm about to say, I don't want no one to take it the wrong way. Just hold on with me for a second, and I promise like the explanation is gonna follow up with what I'm gonna say. So I feel like a lot of times females do not take credit in the part that they play in the reason why a relationship ends. Not to say that if somebody cheats on you, you're at fault, blah blah blah, like you're supposed to sit here and hate yourself like, oh my gosh, he cheated because I wasn't cooking enough, or he cheated because I wasn't doing X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. Like, no, that's not what I mean. I mean in a case when you have a man and you know that the person that you're with is trying, but you're making that person's life harder as well. That's the case that I'm talking about. So I could sit here and I could openly say that during my relationship, I was a handful. Like, I literally just told y'all I was a handful. I would do little things that, like, you know, start up little arguments and stuff like that because I overthink. And instead of me taking a step back, like, you know what, Kay, like, think about what it is that you're doing before you react on your emotions, I would do stuff like that all the time. And it wouldn't be until after I did the deed that I would self-reflect, like, oh, like, you did not have to do that. So right now, in the put in the space where I'm currently at, I could look back on my relationship and be like, I did this wrong, I did that wrong. I could really sit here and say all of my wrongs, and it's genuine wrongs. It's not because of the fact that the person's no longer with me or anything like that. It's wrongs that I know that runs deep within who I am as a person, and I need to get it under control. It doesn't matter if I'm with Sam, it don't matter if I'm with Pam, it don't matter if I'm with John, it don't matter who I'm with. If I don't work on these specific problems, it's gonna transfer through every relationship. That's why my self-reflection journey was so important. In this video, like, that's the first topic, like the most important, because at the end of the day, yes, you may still care about this person, or if you completely over it, but if you're over the situation, at a point you did care about this person. The most important person right now while you're healing is you. The moment you're able to sit here and say, like, okay, openly and truthfully, like, I gotta work on this and I gotta work on that, so that the next time I end up in the same predicament, I'm more open-minded and I'm more aware of my actions, and I just know me 100%, and I know who I am as a person. Let me say this, when I'm talking about when it comes to the self-reflection, it doesn't mean that I am making any excuses for the person's actions either. In my situation, I could sit here and say, like, okay, yeah, he was mostly at fault for the reason why the relationship ended, but I also have my little 1-2s. This relationship taught me that not everything has to end because a person cheats on you. So if you're coming from a direction of cheating, it may be a little bit different. Like, what I'm saying may not be relatable, because you're probably thinking, like, okay, like, he cheated on me, blah blah blah, this and the third. But even still, like, I feel like if a person cheats on you, you can still self-reflect for you. And that's why I said this right now, the first step is about you. It's not about that person, it's about you. Whatever your circumstances is, you still need to self-reflect and figure out what you got to do next. Say for instance, he cheated on you a few times. When you sit there and you do that self-reflection, it's like, damn, like, I should have left the first time. Why did I go back the first time? Why did I go back the second time? Why did I keep going back? Like, what was it that he was doing that kept drawing me back in? Once you determine what that specific thing was that kept pulling you back in, you will be able to understand it and know the next time you're in a predicament similar to what you're going through, you'll know, like, okay, I gotta look out for this red flag and I gotta look out for that red flag. And I feel like it's not until you're in a relationship that you really realize, like, some of the stuff that you have to work on, because relationships bring out a different side of you versus when you're single and by yourself. I don't know, like, everybody's different when it comes to letting go, but I don't feel like letting go is the first factor. I feel like acceptance of your situation is really what the first factor is, because if you don't accept the situation for what it is, you'll keep making excuses and you keep coming up with ways where it's like, okay, like, maybe, like, you'll dumb the situation down. Like, oh, maybe I'll be able to, like, go back, or, like, you know, maybe it's different this time, blah blah blah. But, like, no, the moment that you accept a situation for what it is, what's exactly in front of you, and not the perception of what you want it to be, or not what you made up in your head or how you put 2 and 2 together, the moment you accept things for what it is the moment that your healing journey is gonna get 100 times easier, because you accepted it. You accepted it. You accepted the fact that this is not your person, even though you wanted them to be your person, and even though deep inside you still may have that little feeling, like that little glimpse of hope, oh, like, maybe he's gonna come back, blah blah blah. Like, even if you do have that feeling, it's normal, because at a point you looked at that person as somebody that you know potentially could spend the rest of your life with, or wanted to spend the rest of your life with. So it's nothing wrong with still having that tiny bit of faith, because you're still attached to them in a way, but you also accepted things for what it is. Like, you accepted, like, okay, no, like, it's too far gone, or like, it's in too deep, like, it's no coming back from this. And that's the most important part. It's, for instance, it's like if you know somebody is an alcoholic, you see them drinking all day, every day, 365 days of the year. You cannot help them see it for themselves. It's not until they accept it that they'll be able to get help, because you cannot help nobody who do not want any help. And I feel like acceptance is the biggest part of the healing process. Like, once you accept it, everything else just falls into place after that. Not saying that it's gonna be like a 1-2 thing, but literally everything else after starts to get easier. This person used to be in my routine, but now I gotta come up with a new routine that doesn't involve this person. You get used to the fact that you probably gotta sleep by yourself when you've been sleeping in bed with somebody for a few years or a few months, whatever the case may be. You get used, you start accepting everything. Everything literally just starts to fall in place. So it's no longer a matter of like, oh, like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't do that, because you accepted things for what it is. You know, it's a matter of you have to move on. Even in my situation, like, I feel like my biggest problem was I had made up I had an idea of who I wanted him to be because of who he was in the beginning, and I did not accept him for who he currently was. Like, the person that I was looking at in front of me wasn't the person that I had made up in my head. In front of me, I had this person that's so mean and just so emotionally unavailable and so distant, but in my head it's like I have my best friend. Like, this is my best friend right here. I'm gonna stick beside him. So it's not until you erase that idea of what you have him as in your head, you have him or her as in your head, that is when you will be able to see things for who they really are. It took me having a conversation with somebody, a male actually, and I was just talking to him, and he didn't even say nothing too much, but the things that he said, the little that he did say, helped me to really see what I had in front of me. And it's like, damn, like, I love you, I care about you, but I just cannot carry that burden. Like, I can't do it no more. You have to really be real with yourself, because you don't sit here and pretend like you're happy. And I really did not realize how unhappy I was until now. Like, looking back, I'm thinking about certain things, and it's like, what was I holding on to? Like, what was really keeping me here? And it's just that perception. I was holding on to a reality that did not exist. It was not the reality that I currently lived in. And it's so crazy when you think about it, how the mind works, but that's what it is. For me personally, it's like, I'm still in my healing stage. Like, I'm still, you know, it's fresh for me. Like, my situation literally ended like 2 weeks ago, but I'm doing really good, to be honest. Of course, I still have my little moments where it's like, I'll, like, you know, think about them, but I don't act on the emotions. And that's how I know this time, like, I'm really letting go for real. Because before, if I was going through something like this, because I done broke up with that boy so many times, and I would just always go back. And I feel like that's another thing. You don't keep breaking up with somebody for no reason. It's a reason why you continuously break up with them, because something in you is telling you, like, yeah, like, it's time for me to go. But you just don't want to let go, and that's the problem. So if you constantly breaking up with a person, it is literally something in you, in the back of your head, that's telling you it's time to go. And until you listen to that thought, you're gonna be stuck in an ongoing cycle of repetitiveness. Like, it's gonna be the same thing over and over again. It's gonna be good for a little bit, that something is gonna open your eyes up and make you realize, like, nah, like, I'm not happy, I want to leave. And then you go back, and it just be the same thing over and over again. And that's what I was going through, and I got tired of it. Somebody told me something that stuck with me, and it was, you cannot be nobody's peace until you have peace. And I had to come to the realization, like, the person that I was dealing with, he didn't have any peace, and that's the reason why he could not be my peace. And I also don't have peace, which is the reason why I couldn't be his peace either. It's like, you have to find the peace within yourself. That's why it's like, your mental health, keeping up with who you are as a person and stuff like that, it comes before any relationship. It comes before any family member. It comes before everybody in this world. It comes before everybody, because when you are at war with yourself, you cannot walk away from you. If you're beefing with a friend, you can walk away from your friend at any point. Oh, I don't want to be friends with you no more. But when you're at a constant battle with yourself, you cannot get away from you. So it's like, all right, what do I got to do? Stand up, get it together. Figure out what it is that you need to work on. Figure out what it is that's gonna help you be at home in your own home. And there's been some times where it's like I've been at war with myself, and it's like, damn, I can't even sleep. I can't sleep, I can't do nothing, I cannot concentrate, I can't get no work done. Why? Because I'm not at peace. So you cannot expect to be nobody's peace until you have peace. Be open-minded, because it'll teach you so much about yourself. It'll teach you so much. And it's something where it's like, go through it. Like, the feeling hurts, but I'd rather be hurt and go through it than to always walk over the problem. And that's what I did in all my other relationships. I never dealt with my issues. I just stepped over it and carried it into the next situation and just kept carrying it. And now I have so much luggage that it is literally weighing me down. And now it's time for me to start unpacking. It's time to start unpacking, and it's time for me to be at peace with myself. And until I'm at peace with myself, I cannot be at peace with nobody else. I look forward to this though, and I'm kind of excited, because it's like, yes, I'm losing my person. Yes, I'm losing who I would want to be my person, but at the same time, I'm so excited to see the woman that I'm gonna turn out to be. And I'm looking to boss him up so much that it's not even funny. I'm sitting here and I'm making goals for myself. I'm doing things that I never was doing before. Y'all, I even bought a budgeting binder. Like, I'm sitting here budgeting my money. I'm doing so much mature things, and I'm just like, I feel like I'm finally starting to learn me. And not even just saying that to say it, but I'm really starting to learn who I am as a person. Like, I'm falling in love with me again, because when you look back on certain situations and you realize what you allow, you'll know, like, no, like, the self-love gotta be built up. It's there, it just gotta be built up a little bit more. Right now, like, I'm gonna show you, like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. And I know right now, like, my little heartbreak is my fuel, because it's like, okay, like, I really gotta, like, I gotta show you, like, I gotta show him, like, you know who you playing with. But that fuel from the relationship is gonna turn into something more passionate, because it's gonna start to become more genuine. So it's like, right now, everything I'm doing is because, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not in a relationship, so it's like, I got time to focus on this, I got time to focus on that. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna prove to him, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly who you're playing with. But in the end, it's like, it's working for your better good. And I learned, like, if you're not strong enough to do something for yourself, be strong enough to do it for somebody around you. So me personally, I don't have any kids, but I have a little brother and I have a god baby.